Good evening, everybody. Trevor the Aviator here, and today I come to you guys from George Bush Intercontinental Airport, where tonight giving you guys another trip report. So, in a little bit, when night falls, I am going to be taking a 737-900 on United from Houston back to Chicago. This is my second time going on this route from Houston to Chicago, so very shortly we are going to get headed to our gates, and then when night falls we are going to get on our flight and head back to Chicago. After spending a day of plane spotting, it was beginning to approach the evening, and during this time I ended up walking around the airport as I slowly began headed towards my gate for tonight's flight. So far, this is likely one of my favorite airports I have been to as far as the terminal goes. It is very clean, lots of shops, and a pretty spaced out place, which is better than most airports that I have been to in the past. This place in some areas almost feels like a shopping mall with how many shops there are here and restaurants, and I absolutely love it. With it, it feels like this place never really gets old, as there is always something to see. It feels like there is also some hidden gem I just feel like whenever I go around this airport. And it makes me excited to tour the airport more, and I will see in the future if that still happens to be the case. But from the two visits that I have been here, that's kind of how I felt so far. As I got near my gate, it was starting to get pretty busy as the flight was very shortly about to board. Next time I'm here, I am making sure, however, I am getting some ribs or seafood though, as there are quite a number of unique places here at the airport alone. For my flight tonight, I was located down in Concourse E, where you had some of these nice restaurants that I was mentioning that is around, and nearby those places was where my gate was at, which is gate E2, where I will be flying on United 737-900 back to Chicago for tonight's flight. Just after takeoff, we were greeted by the surrounding Houston area, which was pretty cool to see. With this, I decided to soak it in for the time being, as flying over a big city can be quite spectacular at night. It was a very clear night, as earlier in the day there was a chance of rain, but that luckily stayed to the north of the city. Another thing I'll note about Houston is it is way bigger than what a lot of you guys would probably think, for those of you who have not been here before. It is absolutely huge. And I would recommend coming to this place, especially for anybody who loves NASA, as there is Johnson Space Center that is here. And if you ask me, this is kind of an underrated city, and I feel it is often overlooked. I don't know if that is the case, but I just feel that way. For our flight tonight, as far as the seat that I was in, it was pretty average, which I was pretty comfortable in the seat that I was in and just enjoyed looking out the window, but also decided to take a look at the safety manual to see what it had to offer. And another thing I noticed on this flight is that unlike other 737s I've been on for United, this one ended up having a TV. So with this, I decided to take advantage of the flight map that it had to offer and track the locations of tonight's flight as we were going from Houston all the way up to Chicago. With our flight plan tonight, we ended up heading through the eastern part of Texas, where for the good chunk of it, we were along Interstate 45 before headed our way further north in the state. And a little bit later on, in the vicinity was actually the city of Dallas, which was pretty visible from where I was sitting at, where I did not get to see all of Dallas, but I did get to see quite a bit of the outskirts and that way off in the distance, which was pretty cool to see. And one thing I will say, DFW is definitely an airport that I am wanting to hit down the road, because I heard that airport is absolutely ginormous. And I would really hope one day I can be able to hit there sometime soon. But a little bit after seeing Dallas was when we approached into the state of Arkansas, where we flew over Arkansas for the time being and flew over from the western part where Texas is at all the way into Missouri before crossing our way into the Ozark Mountains, where unfortunately at night there is not much to see with the mountains, as there is not much lights in that going on besides the towns that are below, but that's the mountains, unfortunately. But for tonight's flight, as far as food and drinks go, I had a cup of lemonade and then also had a Biscoff cookie and some pretzels as well. And I ended up eating that as we were flying over the Ozark Mountains at the time and passing through Missouri as well, where in a little bit we will be passing through Illinois and then headed our way into Chicago. overall, I had a pretty good experience with tonight's flight. I did enjoy the TV on here, but the problem I noticed with that is that some of the channels on here were not working, so I don't know what it was that was going on with this flight in particular, because I was on another United flight with the TVs in here on a 737-800 and it was working properly. But I don't know what the issue was tonight. But overall, though, the in-flight entertainment was pretty okay. I feel like there could have been more options, though. But besides that, I did feel my flight for tonight was a pretty good experience. The seat that I was in was a very comfortable seat, like always that I've been on. And also the food that I received too was also really good as well. I hope you guys enjoyed the video and thank you for watching. If you guys are interested in watching more videos, then go ahead and smash that like button and to comment and subscribe. And I hope to see you guys in my upcoming videos. Until then, this is Trevor the Aviator from Chicago O'Hare International Airport. Bye everybody!